him against.
And speaking about coming around,
the main event of the evening
is the main event of the evening, and I'm telling you that this is a early for everybody watching out there on LDL TV right now and LDLTV.com. You, and mark my words, you are going to witness a early candidate of Fight of the Year. Stepping in the ring right now in the camouflage trunks is Craig Duncan. And he's here to fight. He's prepared to win, and he's going up against Victor DeRocha. This fight was actually in danger up until 2 days ago, and Craig Duncan came through. Now, this fight is being brought to us by Julie's Realty, creating lifelong relationships with all of their clients. Check out why. www.juliesrealty.net, and also Beach Towing Service out of Miami Beach, Beach Towing Service. Check out www.juliesrealty.net and Beach Towing Service out of Miami Beach. Thank you for making this fight happen.
Absolutely.
And entering the ring right now.
You got me convinced.
Well,
I'm going to contact Julie's Realty.
I want to contact Julie's Realty because if she's single, do you see a picture of her? I'll buy anything from her. But anyway, the bottom line.
No, share, please.
Well, it's right behind us. But the bottom line is that Victor DeRocha is a really great kid. We got to talk to him yesterday, and very well balanced, has a huge following, and we're going to be checking with him and Craig Duncan. But right now we're going to go up to Bob Alexander with the official ring announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Kravis Center in West Palm Beach, Florida, our final bout is brought to you by Island Boxing in association with Judy's Realty, Miami Beach, serving Miami and South Florida, and Beach Towing on Miami Beach. This is your main event of the evening, scheduled for 6 rounds of professional boxing in the super middleweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside are Mark Streisand, Toby Tamarkin, and John Rupert. When the bell rings, your man in charge, the referee, Frank Santori Jr. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gray and black camo trunks. He weighed in at 167.5 pounds. His professional record, 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 win by way of knockout. From Apopka, Florida, here is Craig Danger Duncan. His opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim. He weighed in at 168.75 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career, 4 wins, no losses, all 4 wins by way of knockout. Originally from Brazil, now fighting out of Miami Beach, Florida, here is Victor Scorpion DeRocha.
The first thing, as we get ready for this main event, scheduled for 6 rounds, what do I always look at? The legs, and look at the difference. We got a close-up of both of the way the fighters' builds are.
DeRocha's legs look
tree chunks. They look like DeRocha's got the tree chunks, and Craig Duncan
as branches.
His branches of the tree. Yeah, but they're both in great shape. Both made weight.
Well,
and here's the bell. The sound to start the first round of a scheduled 6-round fight. Victor DeRocha in the blue trunks with the white trim, and Eric Duncan in the camo.
And it looks like we're finally getting a orthodox versus orthodox. 2 righties fighting, at least for now.
Yeah, but let's give Victor DeRocha a little credit. This kid was preparing for a lefty all the way up until 2 days ago.
Wow.
We got a last-minute replacement, and what a fight it was. We had a good fight scheduled, but that's a whole nother story. Talk about a punk. I'll get to that on my show when I get back.
Yeah, I can imagine. But listen, Danny Hawk he's a decent trainer. He's been in boxing a while. And he kind of knows his guys. And I'm sure DeRocha is well prepared, both in the gym and outside the gym.
What I like about this kid well, both of them actually, that Victor DeRocha is not afraid to step in there.
Use the body.
The original fight was a 6-0 guy. This is a 5-1 guy.
Hey.
So I mean, when do you see that with young fighters? Listen.
No, Billy, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's something that is becoming more and more rare. And you're getting these guys that are 20-0, and then they get in the ring with an 18-0, and they look like they didn't have an amateur fight. They had no business being in there on national television.
Well, you see, that's my point. With a fighter like DeRocha, who's being in there and fighting quality opposition, 20 fights from now, when he's in that big fight, he's gonna be prepared.
You're gonna have guys that have sparring partners in training camp with him. He'll be fighting sparring partners occasionally. He may even fight as a left hand, as a southpaw. And when you do that, you see it all.
You know what we're seeing in this fight? Both fighters working the body. Something we only saw by one fighter earlier on.
Right.
And Craig Duncan is working the side of the body, which is the killer.
That is the killer. That's the liver shot right there, and that's the liver shot on the side.
And DeRocha does the right thing by tying him up so he can't do it. Tough round to score.
Very tough.
But two guys that look like they're big. 6-round fight.
6 rounds fight. So these guys are getting busy. Like, they're not wasting any time.
They can't afford to.
And this is not an easy round to score. There you go. Duncan again goes. Oh, nice shot. That was a nice shot by Duncan in that exchange.
I like the movement that and Victor DeRocha. I like the movement of his head. He did get caught with that shot, but up until that point, he's been moving his head pretty well.
And he didn't get caught with much after that shot to the head. That's also key. But this kid Duncan is, I see he has a Jamaican flag on his pants. Maybe he's of Jamaican descent, I'm unsure. But you again, you have improper sitting in the corner. I can't express that quality.
Did you notice what just fell out of DeRocha's mouth? It looked, I don't know what it was.
Maybe?
Yeah, it looked like a half a mouthpiece. I've never seen anything like that.
I don't know. But if it was a tooth.
Yeah, I didn't
what
notice
was
it.
it?
Well, I had no idea what it was. And it was small. When the referee picked it up, he thought it was Duncan's. Duncan looked at him and said no. And I don't know what it was. Some foreign object.
Hey, my guess, a bad tooth.
No, it wasn't a tooth. It was green. It looked like
okay.
those breath things that are on strips, like breath strips. Anyway,
well,
round two is picking up with a little more fast paced. Victor DeRocha is in the ring in the blue trunks with the white trim, taking on Craig Duncan, coming off the first loss of his career.
I like this Duncan kid. I like what he's doing. Even though DeRocha is fighting an excellent fight, he's moving well and he's punching well and he's covering well. He clinches when he has to. He stays out of harm's way. But I just kind of like the way Duncan's been going to the body with his right hand, picking the shots downstairs. May have some effect, there's again, and it may have some effect as the fight progresses.
He's trying to roll with the punches. He's anticipating Duncan's punches, but Duncan seems to be stepping it up a little bit. Victor DeRocha's trying to fight his way off the ropes to a lot of roughhouse tactics going on.
And it looked like it was, that DeRocha's punches didn't have the steam they had on them a little earlier in the fight.
Yeah, you might be right.
Just a little. I'm not saying it's a huge difference, but it's a slight difference. And that's coming from those shots that's beneath the shoulders.
But in a 6-round fight, actually, people look at 6-round fights like, they're hard because they're not long enough to get into a rhythm, and they're a little longer than, Just
that was a
before.
left hook that hurt. Right hand.
Vic DeRocha's in some trouble. He's against the rope. He's holding on. That
Body
was a
shot.
body shot hurting him. And Craig Duncan has got him in the corner right above us. And Vic DeRocha's trying to hold him on. He's telling the ref he's okay. And he's moving around. He's weathering the storm. I think that it was a body shot that hurt him. I didn't see anything that landed solid on the chin. Did I miss something, Carl?
No, he got hit with a solid right hand to the chin. That started it all, and like that, just like that. Now he goes, so he works the body afterwards to keep him from there. He goes there. Now see, the body shot follows, keeps him from regaining his composure. That's what happens. You get hit in the head, and then you go to the body, and you can't catch your breath.
Right. And it looks like Vic DeRocha is going to survive the round. And, it's going to be interesting to see what Danny Hawk tells him in the corner.
Left hook, never left hook.
The top of the head shot seemed to be affecting Victor DeRocha. Here we go. We're going to go to a replay.
But you also know, here's
an uppercut. Uppercut followed by a right hand. Is
left
nothing.
hook, right hand, big right hand.
5 unanswered shots.
Now watch the body. Watch him go to the body.
Five unanswered shots there, and this is when he was in some trouble. And Duncan is trying to get him up so he could land another. There was a shot that I thought hurt him in the side of his body more than it looked. Because after that...
It didn't look as good. It looked better live than it did on tape.
You know, the thing is that after that, he looked like he was having a hard time breathing and that he was just hanging on.
This fight is too short to have rounds like that. DeRocha can ill afford to have another round like that, I can tell you that.
I want to thank Julie's Realty. Check her out, juliesrealty.net, and Beach Towing Service out of Miami Beach for making this fight happen.
Right.
We're entering the next round, round 3 of a scheduled 6-round fight. And the last round seemed to belong to Craig Duncan.
Duncan is showing confidence, which he needs. But I like his body attack. I think that's what's keeping him in the fight. It's the body attack more so than anything else. And then he lands an occasional hook and a good solid right hand that starts the trouble for DeRocha. There's the hook.
I think Duncan is starting to get into Victor DeRocha's head a little bit. He's talking to him in there, and he just stuck his tongue out earlier. Now DeRocha went and missed with an uppercut that looked like it would have knocked off somebody's head.
Well, when you got a hometown kid that, sometimes you get this feeling that you'll gain energy and strength in being at home. And oftentimes it works in the direct reverse, that you're under a lot of pressure from friends and family.
Well, what I think Victor DeRocha needs to do is let his hands go. He seems to be punching not that much, and Duncan's punching a little more, but his shots are finding their target.
What I see, I see DeRocha trying to catch up with one shot, where Duncan is trying to just touch him, keep touching him. Yeah. Body touch him again, body touch him.
Yep.
And those accumulation of shots take effect.
That
one good shot may or may not change it, but we all do know in boxing that one punch can change
I think that what Duncan's being successful at doing is lulling Victor DeRocha into being complacent, and then he comes back, like you're saying, tap, 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 bam. And DeRocha just landed a solid right hand, but it was only one.
And exactly.
And he abandoned the body attack that he seemed to. Those top of the head shots seemed to stop DeRocha right in his tracks.
Well, when you get hit around the temple, the back of the ear, it does a lot more damage than people think. Takes your equilibrium. Sometimes, you get hit on the chin that's hitting like the light switch goes out. But you get hit around the temple, and the earlobe and all in that area, you can lose your equilibrium and your balance is bad.
Yeah, I think
that good body shot, uppercut.
Victor DeRocha has started to anticipate the punches coming at him. and he's almost waiting for the punch rather than trying to establish an offense.
Yes.
And he's become a counterpuncher, and that's not his style.
And it's not, and the fight's too short for that.
I was just going to say, you can't give up rounds. You can't give up rounds.
Not in the 6-round fight.
I mean, you could argue that he won the first round, but these last two are not going his way, at least unofficially.
Unofficially, listen, he's around the way from a draw, this Duncan kid, if not a victory. If not a victory. His round one was close, and it could have very easily went DeRocha's way. I am the worst judge in the world, believe me, but my eyes see what they see, and what I see is a young man who did not, I don't think the fans and a lot of people here expected to get this. Only you told me earlier could be a candidate for Fight of the Year. And I have to give it to you, Billy. You were right on the money.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly
one way or the other.
It's a tough fight. It's you got to give both these guys credit for fighting each other. I mean,
it is by far the best fight of the night.
Yeah, it seems like they're on a different level, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here comes DeRocha going after Duncan. He's got him in the corner. Duncan is doing his thing. He's tap, bam, just like you were saying before.
He's just touching him.
He just
which
seems,
scores points.
But what I think he's doing is he's more the old ring generalship. I think he's displaying more of that.
And that's part of this, you're leaning. Look, DeRocha isn't leaning on the ropes, but he's just leaning on them, and he's not using his hands. As opposed to when it's the other way around, Duncan's hands are free, and he's using them.
See, DeRocha's got to let. Yeah, DeRocha's got to let his hands go.
And they're not, and he's not doing it. Hasn't done that in a while.
But then again, let's give Duncan credit. He's preventing him from it.
Yeah. See the crowd screaming to go, but when he goes, the other guy goes too.
Right.
And I guarantee you, this is the toughest fight DeRocha's been in ever in his career.
Well, I got news for you. It's probably the toughest fight Duncan's been in, aside from his loss.
Yeah, I'm wondering who that guy is.
Well, I could tell you in 2 seconds. It's his last fight. He got knocked out in 3 against Quinton Rankin, who was 7-2. So
Quinton something happened. He wasn't in shape. This guy Quinton can punch. He came more mentally prepared tonight.
Now DeRocha's landing a couple of hard shots. Yes. You'd think Duncan might have punched himself out.
Well, we're going to see, but DeRocha's using his legs unnecessarily, in my view. He doesn't have to do a lot of that moving.
I think DeRocha's landing the harder punches.
Could very easily be.
He's working the body. He got away with one there. It was a little south of the border.
But he has bigger legs and he gives him power. He doesn't need to run away from this unless
there you go.
Power is underrated.
He's got to keep those kinds of attacks going. DeRocha.
Yeah, he does.
But again, you can't just say one guy's got to do this because the other guy's preventing him from doing it.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
Both of them are working the body. I think this is Victor DeRocha's round, and he might have changed the tide of this fight. I think a couple of those shots that landed on Duncan. Now you can see the demeanor of Duncan changing a little bit over there in the corner. And DeRocha, you know what it's going to boil down to now, Carl? Conditioning.
Absolutely, a war of attrition. Who wants it more? I got to tell you, I like this Duncan kid. DeRocha's one hell of a fighter, and there's no quit in him. But I like the way that Duncan just touches you upstairs, downstairs, and not waiting for the one big shot.
Right.
And every now and then he lands the left hook, right hand. DeRocha's waiting. He's getting out of that now, of waiting for that big shot, and he too is starting to maybe take a leaf out of Duncan's book and go more for the body and so forth and so on.
I think this fight's even right now, going into this 5th round. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we
got 2 more rounds to go. We're coming at you from
2 important rounds.
Yeah, we're coming at you from the Kravitz Center on LDL TV and LDLTV.com. Island Boxing making history today in West Palm Beach. Never has there been a sporting event at the Kravitz Center. We're in our main event. Victor DeRocha in the blue trunks with the white trim going up against Craig Duncan in the camo trunks. And we're being treated to a very entertaining main event.
Very entertaining.
And on my unofficial scorecard, I got this fight even going into the 5th of 6 rounds. Nice shot just landed by Duncan. Rick DeRocha. And he needed to follow it with another one, Carl.
And this is a very important round. You don't want to go in the last round needing that to maybe pull out a draw.
No.
You want to go into the last round. If you win it, you win the fight.
Yeah, these last 2 rounds are where it's at in this particular bout. And DeRocha needs to let his hands go at this point.
Set. Is it?
See, he could hurt himself.
See, he's fighting southpaw again.
Nice body. Look, he slipped on that. On the decal on his corner, and he just slipped on it in the red corner.
Yeah, you would think that he would go to another corner.
He did, and he slipped on the same thing. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Nah, no, neither, but Victor Rocha has to, suck it up. He has to dig
He's
deep.
got to let his hands go. He's got to score points.
And this is what he doesn't need.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do this. Nice counter punch there. Nice uppercut he slipped in there. Another right hand he slipped in there.
He's gassing.
But he's missing. That takes more energy out of you when you miss.
Than anything. He's trying to psych him up. And see that pushing?
Yep, that takes out energy.
And you don't want to do that and try to put everything into it. He's going to tap, touch, and make one count.
The one thing I don't like what I'm seeing is when a punch is coming from Duncan, Victor DeRocha anticipates it hitting him. He rolls with it. They're not hitting him flush, but he's not throwing punches. You're not scoring points when you're getting hit.
And look, to a judge, it may look like one guy's punching and the other guy's not.
That's correct.
That could be the difference in winning a round and losing a round.
It's a close fight.
Nice right hand by Duncan in that exchange. These are the things DeRocha needs to do. This is an important round.
Yeah.
How it goes.
I think DeRocha squeaked it out. I think DeRocha won this round.
Well, I disagree. I think Duncan won that round.
Really?
I do.
I think that DeRocha landed some inside shots that were subtle but powerful.
No.
I think it's going to boil down to this round. The winner of this round is going to win this fight.
Well, that's going to be very interesting. I mean, I would just like to see a winner.
I wonder,
a draw kind of like, it's like kissing my sister. I love her and everything, but damn.
I want to know something. We're entering the 6th round. Last round.
Yes.
We've been watching, I don't know how many ring car girls they got here tonight.
Okay.
But there's one thing I've noticed about all of them.
What might that be?
They're not tan. We're in West Palm Beach, for God's sakes. How come they look like they haven't been in the sun? Don't they get out? What are they working the clubs?
Maybe they're fighting, it's the melanoma or whatever, that skin cancer. They don't want that. I don't know.
Here we go, man.
I like them tan, caramel color, brown.
Here we go in the final round of a 6-round fight. We're at the main event, Island Boxing on LDL TV. Coming to you live from the Kravitz Center in West Palm Beach, making history. Thursday night boxing. What a fight this is. This fight is down to this round.
This is the brawl for it. A good right hand by Duncan, trying to counter. This is what I love about the sport.
The thing is that you got both fighters.
They're going all out,
and they both know that this round is the fight.
And you gotta love it. You just gotta love it. This fight alone is worth the price of admission, in my view. And what do you call the other guy that didn't fight? What was his name?
Punk?
The Punk?
But that's the kind of guy that'll say, man, I should have done it. I probably would have won or something.
He came down with a case of the, I don't know.
The punky flu. Oh, DeRocha just misses with a right hand that looked like
and gets nailed. And that's the beauty of this fight. These
nice
guys,
body shot.
It's kind of like one guy lands a body shot, so the next guy goes back to the body. One guy lands as a headshot, the other guy comes back with a headshot. It's like, what you do to me, I'm going to do to you.
I wouldn't be surprised if this fight ends in a draw. I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't either, but I would like to see him win it. I just don't know. This is a very difficult fight to call. I tell you one thing, it's well worth seeing again. It's well worth a rematch, no matter which way it goes.
Well, could you imagine if they both had a chance to prepare for each other?
6 weeks? 6, 8 weeks?
They had 6 or 8 hours for this one. Listen, this guy took the fight. He said yes. He came here the next day.
Who took the fight yesterday?
Duncan.
Where is he from?
Florida.
Now,
I tell you, the conditioning factor, I believe Victor is slightly better conditioned.
Yes, he is.
And I think if this went another 2 rounds,
it could easily go DeRocha's way.
Because now Duncan's missing those shots he was connecting. Oh, solid right hand by Victor DeRocha. Another solid right hand. He's closing with a flurry here, but Duncan won't be denied. He's trying to. What a fight. What a fight. Very close one. Very close.
What a fight. Good fight. Good fight. That was definitely the fight of the night.
No doubt. I told you it was going to be a good one, and it was.
I can't tell you who won this fight.
It's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting decision. We're going to go to the replay right now and see the ending of the fight here. And DeRocha landing a right hand right there, coming up with a body shot right on the head. There's a solid right he lands, but Duncan comes back. Like I said, the conditioning, another right hand by Duncan, or left hand.
Hook by Duncan, right. And then here's DeRocha's left hand. These guys gave it their all in the last round.
Yes, they did.
And you got to applaud both guys. I mean, like I said earlier, this one fight was worth the cost of admission.
I tell you, both fighters were in good shape.
Great fight. Great sportsmanship in the ring.
Yep, it was a great fight. And once again, we got to thank Julie's Realty. Check out her listings, www.juliesrealty.net, and of course Beach Towing Service out of Miami Beach. They're calculating the totals here as we're going to get the official announcement. This fight did go to distance. Carl, just take this opportunity. I appreciate you joining me. We had a great time here.
It's always a pleasure, Billy. I'm just trying to figure out, does Julie's Towing, Beach Towing, does it go as far as up to Boynton Beach maybe?
Would you break down?
Just in case.
Well, listen, both fighters are in the ring right now.
Beautiful.
We're going to go up to Bob Alexander as he looks over the scorecard so he gets it right. And let's go up to Bob here in a sec and get the official score right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the decision, how about a great round of applause for these two warriors? There's your first main event for Island Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Kravis Center in West Palm Beach, Florida, after 6 rounds of professional boxing, we go to the scorecards. Judge Mark Streisand scores the bout 58-56 for DeRocha. Judge Toby Tamarkin scores the bout 57-56 for Duncan. Judge John Rupert scores the bout 57-56 57, we have a draw.
You can't complain about the draw. The fight was even. You know,
I knew it.
58-56, 57-56, 57-57. It's a draw. It was a great fight. You know, I just one more time I want to thank Julie's Realty for making it happen, along with Beach Towing Service. I also want to thank Carl King for joining me. Of course, Island Boxing for putting on this event. We had a great time here at the Kravitz Center making history, and we hope to come back soon. I'm Billy C. Make sure you check out my show.